Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Being Abroad. I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving break. I hope everybody ate well. And I hope everybody is just ready for the next couple of days. Because we all know once you come back from Thanksgiving break, it's kind of like a checkpoint and a reminder that the semester is coming to an end. So some of us are probably happy. Some of us are probably a little bit sad. Some of us are probably even stressed because, that means finals week is coming up. However, I'm going to be here to help you along the way because I'm going to continue to give you guys some content. So many of you guys have been giving me positive feedback on these episodes, and a lot of you guys are liking it. So I'm so glad to hear that you guys are enjoying these episodes. I'm so glad to hear that you guys are learning, and you guys are even considering taking your own trip. So I really love to hear it. I am here to deliver. However, we're not even here to even talk about the end of the semester. We'll get there when it comes around. But let me tell you about today's episode. So we've talked about semester-long trips. We've talked about year-long trips. We've talked about even summer trips. However, we've never talked about faculty-led trips. So if you guys don't know what faculty-led trips are, it's exactly what it sounds like. So faculty-led courses when you register to learn about a specific city or country before traveling to it. So the same way you would register for regular courses at Oswego, you would register for this course, and throughout the semester, you along with other students are learning about the culture, the heritage, or whatever the class specializes in before you even travel to that country. So I personally think that this is a great opportunity for students who do not want to go away to another country for too long, because with faculty-led trips, you usually go to these countries, for instance, during spring break or towards the end of the semester for about 2 weeks, maybe even 8 days or so. And, it gives you an idea of what it would be like to stay in another country for a longer time without having to just jump right in. But before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to check out the other episodes on our YouTube page at Oswego Abroad. YouTube page again is Oswego Abroad. And make sure that you check out our website at oswego.edu/international. That way you can learn more about the different lengths of our study abroad program. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into this episode. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. So before we dive into this episode, I definitely would like for my guest to introduce herself, where she went, what year, as well as some of her identities.
Hi, my name is Mahalia. I recently graduated with a BA in sociology. I went to Barcelona spring 2019. And I identify as a EOP student, minority. I'm a minority, part of the minority group. I am a woman. And I'm mixed. I have 3 ethnicities. I am Dominican, Haitian, and American.
So, I love you, period.
Yeah, all minorities. Black woman. I'm a Black woman.
Period. Yeah, thank you so much for, that introduction, and definitely welcome to today's episode. So you're actually the first person in this episode to have been to Spain. Nobody's talked about Spain just yet. We got a lot of UK in here. Yeah, we got a lot of UK in here. We had some France and we had a little bit of Asia, but Spain is actually a dream. Like a lot of people dream about going to Spain. So my next question would really be, what made you decide to, go to Spain? Because I know the study abroad offers so many different European countries. Why Spain?
Well, since I am Latina, part Latina, and my minor is Spanish, but I always wanted to travel to Spain ever since I was little.
Yeah.
but I never got the opportunity to. So when it got presented to me because I'm also a sports minor. When it got presented to me, I was like, oh, why not? But I wasn't really into it at first. I would say I wasn't really into it at first, but then another student recommended me to join along. So I was like, oh, why not? Why not just go for it? I always wanted to go there, and I guess this is the opportunity to go there. But I never actually planned. I never was like, oh, I'm gonna
go to Spain.
Yeah, go to Spain. It just like presented itself, and I was just like, let me just join, tag along. But yeah.
Oh wow.
That's how that trip came to be. So, but it was not planned, and that was a little stress in my life, because if you don't plan for a trip, then how are you gonna get the money? How all the information that is needed, how am I gonna get it? So, and I'm far from home, so I don't have all the documents needed. So it was pretty hectic a little bit, but I'm glad I went. I'm really glad I went.
I'm glad to hear that. We're definitely going to be tackling, the hecticness of it, because that's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. Studying abroad is a simple / easy process, like, especially for somebody who's thought about it for a long time. It's very simple. However, there are hectic moments, in terms of paperwork, having to gather everything together. And I feel like that's very normal, and it definitely should be talked about. However, once you get there, you forget all about it. You forget.
Yes, you forget. You completely forget about it.
Yeah, you forget that you had to rush and expedite your passport. Like, you forget about those type of things. Those things don't bother you. Yes. But since we're already on like the topic of, the hecticness of it, can you just talk a little bit more about like what were some of the things that you were going through in your process to, going to study abroad?
My process. I didn't know the process at all. I had no background information of the process, because I just tagged along with my friend. Who was like, oh, I'm just gonna email, I think Megan. I'm gonna email Megan, and you could have a meeting with her, and she could tell you more about the process. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's when I knew it was real. Like, I'm really going to Spain.
Right.
I emailed Megan. Well, she emailed Megan. I went to the meeting. Megan told me how much it was going to cost, what, like, I needed my passport, and a couple other documents.
Yeah.
And I was telling Megan that I did not know how I was going to pay for it. And like, I knew I didn't have I had the money, but like I already had planned to go to Puerto Rico. So it was just like, oh my God, I'm really cutting it close. Yeah. I'm really cutting it close, because I never thought of going to Spain, and Spain costs money. So I was just like, how am I going to pay for it? And she said that I could always do a payment plan.
Okay.
And literally that's how I got to go. It was with the payment plan. It was a 5-month payment plan, and every month I had to pay a certain amount. And she said, like that, I'll be by May, I think we went, or March. By March, I'll be able to pay it off. So I started the process around like October, like late October. That's how cutting it close. I was cutting it close. And by January, I was almost done paying it off. Like, literally that week, I was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before I was leaving, I paid the last. I paid the last amount. But yeah, I also got a job to get pocket money. So I decided to get a job to get pocket money. And other than that, the process was pretty easy because I already had my passport. Because I know some people, they have to do their passport, and that's money and time. And you don't know if you're going to get your passport on time. Yeah, I know that happened to a couple of people. But other than that, it was pretty easy. All I had to do was photocopies of a lot of documents. But you have to have a meeting and set up a plan on how you're going to move forward before the trip. Because if you don't have it, then you're going to be rushing and you might not even make the trip if you don't take steps towards that. But with the help of the study abroad office, you're definitely going to get through it.
Yeah.
And they take care of you. They always send you email of what's going on, where they're planning on going. Like, do you want to go there? Like, do you not want to go there? They ask you questions. They tell you when they're going to buy the tickets. Yeah, they're pretty informative and reliable, I would say.
Right. I love to hear that. I definitely do like to hear that. And I like that you talked about the finance option of it, especially for somebody who definitely did apply late. I'm guessing maybe you didn't have time to even apply to scholarships.
No, I didn't even have time for that.
Yeah, so you didn't even have time to apply to scholarship. Because I know here we like talk a lot about just scholarships. A lot of people who've talked in the past is like, definitely get on the, the Get Go scholarship, the things that, Hart Hall provide, the Martin Language Department also provides. However, for those of you guys who are maybe cutting it close, maybe you're listening to this and the application is probably doing like 2 days. And, you're probably just like, wow, I finally want to do it, but you didn't plan ahead. This is definitely proof that it's still possible for you to still go on this trip, even if you are thinking about it at a late time. It's more so like you just have to have the discipline to, make this a priority if it's something that you really, really want to do.
Oh, also, I want to note that if you're an EOP student, I think they waived.
Because after you apply for study abroad, once you get accepted, there's a deposit fee.
Yes, they waived that for you. Yeah.
But you're hearing it again from another EOP student. They stick to their word. You definitely can waive your deposit fee. I think the deposit fee, I want to say I don't know if it's depending on the place that you're going, but I think minimum is $250 for the deposit fee.
Yes.
So that's $250 you can automatically save, put in your pocket to use while you're in the country that you want to go to. So I really like that that's a benefit because it just kind of also shows how much Oswego wants their students to go outside of that country because they don't have to waive that. They really don't.
No, they really
doing it. Yeah.
They want you to go out there. They really want you to go out there. There's a lot of scholarship. I remember seeing a lot of scholarship. I had applied for my other trip, but this one I didn't get the chance to apply for it.
There's definitely a lot of different scholarships, even on the study abroad website. We definitely are working on even putting more scholarships out, like outside resources that cater to, your identities. Like there's going to be scholarships for, African Americans, scholarships for women, people in the STEM field, veterans even. So there's money out there. Like people like to see other people travel. So many people, they want to travel and they're like, I don't have the money. Well, somebody else does have the money and they want to give it to you.
Yes.
Ask the right questions and you just got to go on the right websites. You got to, do
ask for information. Yeah.
Heavy on the ask for information. Ask for information, ask the right questions and just do your research. But I love that you share this because it just shows you that even when you think, you're not doing things on time, it'll always work out in the end. Like we're going to financial aid office, because I know there's a study abroad financial aid officer. I think her name is Molly. I don't know if that was the same for everybody else, but when I went, I know her name was Molly. Like she's very helpful with providing you with different resources. So is the study abroad office. When you go there, there's pamphlets, brochures with scholarships on there. Just take them. Honestly, take them all.
Take them all.
Take them all because 9 times out of 10, you will not go on your trip without at least one scholarship. I had two when I went, so you would at least go with just one, because it's like 99% of the chance, like especially the ones with Oswego, 99.99% of the chances you're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it. Yeah, if you put in the work, you ask for information around, you talk to people who have been, you're definitely gonna get resources that you need. If you stay and sit in your dorm and complain about it, you're not gonna get no information like that.
Not at all. You might not actually even do the trip. You might not even do it, but yeah,
or pay more than you were supposed to.
Exactly. So definitely, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that and touching in on the finances, because that's a big reason why a lot of students don't even study abroad, because they just assume it's too expensive. But it's a way to get around everything. You just have to ask the right people the questions. And then to go on your trip, because I it's funny because I think around that time where you saying that you were applying to go to that sports trip, I was also looking into that, but I wasn't taking it seriously at all either, because that's also around the time I was applying to go to the Czech Republic. So I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. However, I did see it because like you said, you're a soc major. I'm also a soc major as well. So I was looking into that. And that trip was faculty led by Professor Delaney, right?
Yes,
okay,
it was.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So that was Professor
and Dr. Mark. Yeah, it was.
Really okay, perfect. So being that, I love that I bring this up, because talking about the faculty led, we haven't had that many discussions on that. So can you kind of talk a little bit more about how that process works? How did you get into that course, and the breakdown of that course, basically?
Well, I was a health science minor, and it was after that trip I decided to go as a sports minor. But since I was a sociology student, I had to take courses, and one of the elective was, I think it was 354. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Yeah. But I needed to take a course, and I was like, oh, like that fits perfectly. Like that fits perfectly. One stone. It's 300 level. It's right there. I'm gonna learn about sports.
Right.
Okay, about Spain. Culture, and why not take it? But and Delaney was emphasizing, like, it's a great. He's been to Ireland, and
loves travel.
Yes. And it's I think we were like the first to go to Barcelona with him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and he was excited about it because he loves sports, and and he loves soccer, and basketball and all that.
Right.
And football, but yeah. So basically, after I signed up, I knew I was going. Delaney emailed us. Dr. Mark emailed us. Basically, they had to separate the class into two parts. One with Dr. Mark, because he was doing it was for a history major, I think. I'm not sure. And the other one was for people who are taking sociology, because it was a sociology course. What did we learn? We learned about the culture, what is expected. There was going to be, I remember there was a political drama, I would say.
During the time you guys were going?
Yeah, yeah, there was something like that about Barcelona wanting to separate itself from
the rest of Spain.
I don't want to say the rest of. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. Yeah, but something along those. It was a political drama. Something about Catalonia. I don't remember much, but he said that we were expected to see certain flags, like the different flags. We learned a lot about food. Yeah. What food we're expected to see over there. And we learned about sports because the class was about sports. So we learned about soccer, how people, where are we going? But the class was pretty informative, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
We met once a week. It was it was like a half semester course.
Yeah.
And we met once a week or twice a week. I don't remember, but it wasn't really long. The class wasn't really long, but it was pretty good. And there was tests. There was a test.
Yeah.
Because it's still part of the course if you have to pass the course. But other parts of the course was on the trip. Like when you go there, like you're supposed to follow rules.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go to, like, since we have this book, you're supposed to go to it. If you don't go to it, then you're not only you're messing with your money, your own money, but you're also your grade.
Your grade, yeah.
Yeah. But we got to know each other, like ask questions. Yeah.
But it seems like it was very like smooth and simple and very like
yes.
I know a lot of students, what they tend to think is that there isn't like different programs accommodated to them. So kind of like just to reiterate like what Mahalia was saying about her thing is that we have with the study abroad office, there are quarter semester classes. You have the Q1 period, the Q2 period, Q3, and Q4, which doesn't necessarily mean that you will be away for a very long time. However, you might be, because how long was your trip? Was it just for spring?
It was like a week. It was like a week.
Okay, cool. So her trip was a week. You know, we have weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, a semester, a year's worth. Like it's definitely a different program to accommodate to everything. And the trip that Mahalia specifically went on was a faculty-led trip. And this is actually for people who have different majors. Like there's probably a study abroad. I don't want to say there's a study abroad opportunity for every single major, but this is a way for you to also kill two birds with one stone. You can travel and also
that's another reason why.
Yeah, you're also getting credit with it. So I think that's ultimately cool. I didn't get to participate in a faculty-led trip, but from the sound of it, it sounds like it's really, really fun. It's very well organized. And it's like you literally are learning. They're preparing you for this trip. You're learning about it while you're at Oswego, right on campus. You're learning about it right there on campus. And literally you go to the country for a week and you get to experience everything that you were learning about or get to see everything that you were learning about. So that's another great thing about study abroad. You don't have to be away for too long because I know, people want to, take baby steps. They don't want to just jump the loop and go a whole year abroad, you know? They want to take baby steps, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that. But it's one of those things where it's important that it is an option. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for mentioning that. I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, I could just go for a week. Like,
yeah, you can go for a week.
Like, yeah, you can just go for a week. You're good.
If you don't want to do the 1 month yet or the 3 months, like a whole semester yet, you could do the 1 week with a faculty member and you get to know your professor,
right.
And it's pretty great. And you get to experience it with people that you're around, like that's around campus.
Exactly.
That you may not even know that went to school, that is going to school with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely cool. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for sharing that. So in terms of like just going, okay, so let's say, let's get into Spain now. Like, you've landed in Spain and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
Can you talk a little bit about your experience while you were there? You can talk about maybe were there any language barriers? Were there any challenges that you faced while you were in the country, and like how were you able to overcome it?
Well, when I landed, everyone got their suitcase, but
man.
But me, I was the only one who didn't get my suitcase. So that was I would say at first I took it as, oh my God, like what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And everyone's like panicking, and they're like everyone that was around me was like, oh my God, like how are we gonna get it back? Where is it? Like I don't even know myself. Right. Delaney and Dr. Mac helped. They talked to the airline company at the front to ask where my suitcase went, because everyone else got their suitcase but me. So it was kind of like, what is going on? they got information at the front desk, and they're like, when we find out information about your suitcase, we'll call you or send it to your hotel. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So after that, we got on a bus, and everyone was on what do they call them? Tour, like they're like tour people. I forgot what.
Like tour guides?
Yeah, tour guides. We had a tour guide, and he's really nice. He picked us up. He picked us up from inside. Oh, wait. I forgot, guys.
Good.
We're cutting it close because we landed in Madrid, and then we had to take another plane
to Barcelona.
And I think we missed that plane.
Oh wow.
And we were like so sad because we would have landed way earlier to Barcelona, but it wasn't trouble. But we had to run to the gate. When we got to the gate, we contacted back in Oswego to help us. That's why I said they're really reliable. They're reliable. Yeah. They make sure that you get your things done. And we got on a plane I think an hour after. We got on a new plane an hour after, and everything got sorted out. We got to Barcelona. The tour guide picked us up literally at the airport inside. He told us where to meet him. We created a group chat. There was like a teacher with every student group chat, and then there was like a student group chat that we made to connect with each other and stay together. Yeah, as much as we can. And if we're not, then we can at least know where everyone's at. Right. But when we got there, we went to a park, seeing the beautiful Mediterranean Sea from afar. Yeah, and he was just telling us where we're going to be going around throughout the week, and we got dropped off at the hotel. And straight after the hotel, we got told our schedule. We already you get your packet where it has your itinerary for the whole week, and you know what's going to happen the whole week. But we went over it together at what time we're meeting up in the lobby. Yeah. What time are you planning to eat breakfast? If you want to eat breakfast together, what time you should eat breakfast. Yeah. I would say shocking to me would be I never went to a hotel where the card, like if you take out the card, the light goes out. Oh, really? Yeah, that's very common in Europe. Yeah, and I was just like, wait, what? Because I was confused. We did that once, and we thought it was the card for the door, but yeah, it was the light. What else did I? What about the language? The language, I wouldn't say it was a barrier for me since I've been taking Spanish since I was in elementary school. So it wasn't really a barrier for me, but for others it was. But the teachers communicated pretty well with everyone. With Dr. Mack really helped. I felt like it was really well planned out. Every detail that you need to know. Right. Everywhere you need to go. He was there to tell us. He was literally right there to tell us. We didn't really face that much language barrier, I would say, because everything was already booked from before. So there wasn't really much of language barrier. We just had to get our ticket. That's pretty much it. But Dr. Mack handled everything. So we didn't even get to interact with other people that handles that part for us. Right. But but people may not know this. Just because you go on a teacher-led trip, you still have your time for yourself to go discover, and which we did. When we're done with what we had planned for the day as a group, everyone did their own thing. after that. Like you could go as long as you like state to others like where you're going.
Where you're going, yeah.
You text. Also, your phone, if you have T-Mobile, your phone works over there. Texting and Wi-Fi works. It's pretty great. It's a pretty great Wi-Fi. Yeah, it was. You could go and go walk around, which I did with my friends. We went to look at buildings because we were in. I forgot what part we were. Like we were not far from. We weren't far from the cathedral, like the famous cathedral. We weren't far from it. We're not that far from it. But the only thing I didn't really like was the smoking. There's a lot people smoke a lot, and you're not gonna like it.
a lot of people smoke.
Yeah, you're not gonna like it that much. Yeah, that I couldn't handle. I just don't know. I couldn't like.
Yeah.
It's like right there, like right there. You go outside, it's right there, right in front of you. I would say okay, yes, we did face because there was a couple of African Americans like me. We went to a restaurant all together. Only the African American students. I don't think, everybody else was still in their room. But we went out to eat. And the table was really small. And we asked for the menu. And the guy took so long to bring, like, I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. Bring me the menu.
Right.
We asked like a couple of times. Like I wouldn't say we faced major discrimination, but like you could tell people were looking at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like to the point where I think we didn't even eat in that restaurant. We left.
Wow.
Yeah, we left the restaurant because first he was giving us bad service, and second, they were taking too long to accommodate us when somebody else came after us and you're accommodating them. So It felt unfair. Also, the food portions, I would say, is very different than back here. So if you plan on going to Barcelona, expect the food not to be a lot.
No, yeah, I think that's actually very common in any place outside of America, to be honest. You know, everything is big over here. We do big everything, large drinks, extra large drinks, like the TV filled to the top, to the brim.
Yeah, it was like to the point like dinner. It's dinner time, right? Like I'm expecting a big meal, a little big meal, like a medium size, but it's like a little small. So we had to order like three of the same thing to get what exactly the portion that we want. There's corner stores everywhere to eat. There's places everywhere to eat, just sit down, lay back. We even went out with our teachers.
Yeah.
Especially, what makes it even better, the people that you go with. Like if you take your time to talk to them and have a relationship with them, you guys are going on this trip together. Might as well, and like you want to enjoy it together instead of like thinking about other things. I feel like that's what also helped me, knowing that I didn't have my suitcase, but I had people around me that was like, oh, let's go this, that, third. They weren't constant. Like I felt like there was this great energy and I wasn't focused on I lost my suitcase. Like I wasn't focused on that. I was like, let's go explore.
Right.
And if you're wondering how I handle with my suitcase, I would say always bring extra money with you when you go on a trip. Let's say you plan on bringing like 1,000, bring like 1,500, because you never know. Like in my situation, if I didn't bring enough money, how would I get new clothes like to manage? And always put like a toothbrush when you're traveling, try to put all your like necessity items in your backpack or your purse.
Yeah, I was gonna say a carry-on. Like I always put an extra outfit in my carry-on just in case.
Yeah, but the thing is, my suitcase was a carry-on, but I decided to put it under the plane. I've never done that, but I did it. And it cost me. But I would say like always carry like necessities in your backpack or a purse, because you never know, you might end up in a situation just like me.
Right.
And all I kept doing during the trip to get my suitcase back was constantly call the airline or message them, which they took a while to. They kept saying that my suitcase is on its way to the hotel. Every day I check in at the hotel.
Nothing.
Thing.
So how did that work out for you? Like, when did you end up getting it, or?
No, I did. I ended up getting it like a week after the trip.
And they sent it back to the city?
Yeah, they sent it back home. So yeah, wow. But thank God I had a lot of things in my backpack. I had packed a lot of things. Plus the people around me also lent me some clothes, and I eventually like went out and got clothes, because I was like, I can't keep waiting for this suitcase to come to the hotel. Let me just go buy clothes. Yeah. So I went. And by the way, there's laundromats. You could go do your laundry in the country. If you don't have enough clothes, you could just go to the laundromat or ask the hotel and they'll tell you. If you don't want to do the hotel service, you could literally go and do it yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I'll say it was pretty safe. The only hectic part was me losing my suitcase. But other than that, yeah, it was pretty great. And the faculty members didn't make it like, how would I say it? Like, people probably think, oh, it's faculty led. I'm not gonna have fun. You're
in college, that's different.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have fun. They don't kill your mood.
9 times out of 10, they don't even want to be around you too much anyway.
Exactly. They want to go and do their own thing.
They can go outside too.
Yeah. Just make sure you're safe too. Make sure you're safe. That's the thing. Like, make sure you follow the rules. Like, make sure you follow the rules that they have set up for you. Like, make sure you follow.
You'll have fun. You'll definitely have fun. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So then my next question would be is like, I feel like anytime somebody goes on a trip and stuff like that, you know, they get to learn a lot about themselves. So, you know, like what would you say is, well, even though you went for a week, I feel like anytime you leave the country, even if it's for a few days, you come back to a realization that you necessarily never had while you were in America. So what was something that you came to understand outside of the fact that, you know, your suitcase went missing and stuff? Like, what was something that you learned about yourself?
I never knew like I could like, okay, yeah, I know my suitcase went missing, but I never knew I could be so calm and patient. Like, I would never think of myself as like a patient person. Like, I usually go like, if I need it done now. Like, something I need it done now. But I was pretty like calm and patient during that time. And another thing I realized is that it doesn't have to be my close friend or my best friend or anything. I could just enjoy myself with people that I don't know. Like, I could literally have fun, a good time. And you meet new people, and I enjoy meeting new people. And also, that's when I discovered I wanted to switch to a sports
major. Minor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I discovered I enjoyed going to all the activities that they had planned, all the sports activities that was along the trip. I enjoyed them, and I didn't mind learning more about it. So I felt like, I could switch it to, although I loved health science, but I felt like I could still get a little bit of health science by learning
about sports.
Yeah, it was pretty great. What else did I learn? I made some friendships. You make new people and you make new friendships, and to this day I talk to them like recently I just spoke to one of my friends that I made like 2 weeks ago. I spoke to her. And you also, the tour guide, you also could keep in touch with them. You also learn new flavors of food that you like.
Right.
Yeah, I really, it was, although it's a week, you learn a lot. Like, you learn, like, I don't like the walking. Listen, I don't like walking.
Really?
But the walking I was doing over there, I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. Like, if it was like somebody back home seeing me walk that much, they were like, I'm surprised you're not complaining already. And it was just like, oh, I really
no,
like
one thing about it is, for some reason, when you leave the country and you go somewhere else, you all of a sudden you like to walk.
You like to do new things
in America, but you like your gelato in Spain. You like to eat in Spain. You hate spaghetti. You hate pasta everywhere else, but you all of a sudden when you go to Spain, you start liking pasta. You hate the sun when it come out, but when you go to Spain, you like the sun when it come out. I'm telling you, and everything becomes okay when you're abroad.
Yeah.
Everything becomes okay when you're abroad.
And you also learn that I learned that I really enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy learning about new culture, and that's why I did plan on going to a different trip also, but I didn't get the chance to.
Right.
Yeah, I spoke to Liz. This time I was speaking to Lizette, but I didn't get the chance to. I even plan on going back to try to do it for a full semester. And I didn't get the chance to. And then COVID happened, as we know it.
Yeah, the pandemic
messed up everything. But I really wanted to travel again. No matter how, like I really wanted to do it again, because you can do it. Like, if you put your mind to it, like, you really could do it. Like, with information, like resources and people, you really could do it. You really could do it. And you will enjoy it. Just don't be scared. Like, people are usually scared. Oh, you hear all the negatives. Oh, it's far. Oh, you don't know these people that you're going with.
Right.
If you let fear come, you're not gonna do what you want to do.
Right. That's a fact too. Yeah. Thank you. Definitely thank you for that part as well. Like, fear is definitely a big factor, you know, even if you're going with people that you don't know, guess what? They don't know you either. And they still going.
Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
Like, and it's just to round back on what you had said before about, you know, even if you're not going with your closest friends or you're not going with people who you're comfortable with, just one thing to remember is, like, you literally make your experience. You have to understand, you're paying a flight ticket. Why are you paying a flight ticket to go have a bad time? You could just do that in Oswego for free. So please save your dinero, save your dollars, and be mad at home. But you definitely do make your experience. You know, you make your experience, like, just go, like you said, just go abroad, have fun, make friends with new people. Because 9 times out of 10, you scared, they probably scared too. You know, they probably scared too. You know, especially when you're on the opposite end now. Because, you know, at Oswego, we already have international students there. So before you go, you don't really know what it's like to be, you know, an international foreign student. But then when you go, you get the vibe. Like, it's sometimes it's scary, but overall, it usually 10 times out of I could confidently say 10 times out of 10, it usually always works out.
Yeah, it works out. It worked out. Even don't take my suitcase story to, like, as a negative story. It's still positive to me. Like, I enjoyed myself. I did not let that ruin my trip at all. I paid for this trip, so I must enjoy it, which I did. And I really, if something bumps in the road, you could get through it. You know, through time, you could get through it. And just, I would say also to be responsible and be responsible and always have a backup plan. Like, I would say always have a backup plan, because, like, with finances, your passport. Make sure you bring couple of photocopies. Like, always be prepared, because you never know. You want to be prepared for it. So don't go there like, oh, I'm in a new country, I could do whatever. Like, don't know what you're going into.
Yeah, and I just love that. And then again, it's one of those things where even if you're unaware of what you're getting into, it's a faculty led. Let's just use this as an example. Your professors will make sure that you have all the resources you need before you even decide to, go out there anyway. So you'll definitely be in shape, because I know a lot of the stuff we're mentioning may be a little too hard. You're like, dang, I gotta get my passport and I gotta make copies of my passport. I gotta have paperwork. But the study abroad office, we literally prepare you for all of those things. We have a photocopy machine. If you need a machine to go print it, just come to the office and you can situate everything literally right then and there. Take your folder back with you and you'll be all set to go. So definitely, for all you guys who are scared, you're just looking for the littlest things to make you not want to go. You're like, oh, I gotta make copies. I don't want to do that. You're looking for the little excuses for not to go. I'm telling you, like, it's not that hard. People who work in the study abroad office, they've been doing this for years. So you definitely are in the right hands. Definitely are in the right hands.
Also, I want to say that, it's a process, but at the end, you're going to see where that process leads. Like, I feel like you stated that before, but I want them to, not think, oh, we're saying, it's easy. Yes, there is some bumps in the road, but you're going to get through it with the resources and the people that you're surrounded by that are helping you at the study abroad office. They'll definitely help you with it. They'll make sure you want to go there. They will make sure they'll find a way for you to get there. So please don't let any, if you have any question, just please ask. Just ask.
Yeah, I feel like that's very common amongst a lot of the stories that or the experiences we've been hearing, is people just emphasizing the need for students to ask. I feel like that could solve a lot of the world's issues. So if people just ask the right questions. And back to what you were saying about, the terms of like the easiness of it. It's one of those things is, I wouldn't even say the process is easy, but you ever do something and like you complete like a task and then you look back at it, you like, that wasn't that bad. Like, it was actually, like, in the moment, it may have been like the toughest thing, but when you look back, it's like, yeah, that was a breeze. Like, I would say that about my experience. I'd be like, oh yeah, that was very easy. Mind you, I was probably in that office in and out every single day, doing paperwork, photocopies over here, having to call my mom to send me stuff, because
exactly that's exactly how it goes with all those hassles. Like, you calling back home, like, oh, send me my passport. Make sure you send in the bill, like.
Right, send me my insurance card, take pictures of it, like, please expedite it, like, get everything here. But then once you look back, you're just like, that was a little nothing. I was just overreacting,
Yes. It's not gonna be no smooth sailing, but you're gonna get there.
Definitely gonna get there for sure. But that definitely does conclude today's episode. Thank you so much, Mahalia, for joining me. Definitely shared a lot of good information. Definitely, and you also provided a different perspective. Like I said, yours was faculty led, so this is actually really, really amazing thing to even mention, because like I said, students don't really try to explore that option. They kind of just think there's just semester long. You have to leave the country for years. And definitely thank you again. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your knowledge, your experience with everyone. So definitely, I hope everybody enjoyed this week's episode. Definitely tune in for the next episode. We're definitely going to be I think we're definitely going to take another trip around Europe. So definitely tune for that episode. And I hope everybody, enjoys their day. Again, thank you so much, Mahalia, for sharing your experience. And again, guys, if you guys have any questions about study abroad in general, definitely reach out to, people in the study abroad office, Lizette, Kelsey, Jessica, anybody in the office really that you can connect with. Again, come to Sheldon Hall, room 100. So so if you guys have any questions, concerns, anything like that, just reach out to us. But on that note, thank you for tuning into today's episodes, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
um,